What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rambling Garage. I hope you guys had a good holidays. We have been waiting on parts for the Milwaukee Z90, so I have decided to do a little. We've had a couple filler episodes out there, and I'm going to do a couple, probably just one more filler video here, and I'm going to do it on the Milwaukee M12 inflator. This is something I've wanted for a little bit because it seems like you can just set the PSI, set it and forget it, and come back when it's inflated. I did have a couple of questions, and don't mind my kind of busy desk over here. But as you can see, I have motorcycle parts and all sorts of crap. But I bought this knowing that it would accept the smaller batteries, obviously. And as you can see over here, I have one of the larger batteries. And it actually accepts this as well. It'll be kind of hard to do with one hand here, given the mess we have, but let me get this plugged in. So there we have it. It does take the larger batteries as well, no problem. That was a serious question of mine, because if you're doing like truck tires and you need more power or power for longer, you're gonna want one of these. Pretty easy to use. You just power on here, has a nice bright display, and you set your PSI. So for the Trans Am behind us, I like to pump the tires up a little bit during the winter. So we're gonna set it up to 35, and we'll go see how long. Actually, let's turn around and see what PSI is at now, so we know how much we're inflating. Then we'll see how long this takes to actually inflate the tire. All right, so I use my the analog gauge from the old Harbor Freight. Stuck right at 20 PSI. If we look on here when we plug it into the tire and it screws on the valve sim, it does say 20. So we're going to let this run, and then we'll see how long it takes to add 15 PSI to a tire. I have used it on like basketballs and stuff, and it works super fast. But for a larger thing like a tire, I'm curious to see how well it works. So we'll do that right now. So there you can see now our tire PSI is here and our target PSI is there. We also used about a quarter of the battery just on one tire, and that's with the bigger battery. So that is definitely something to consider. It is pretty nice how it just kind of screws on there and works. Yeah, let's review the overall thoughts of this. All right, guys, so as you can tell, I'm a Milwaukee tool fan. This thing did take over 2 minutes. I'll put the exact time on the screen right now as I kind of view the footage post. But is this thing designed for inflating tires? If you have one flat tire, I would say sure. If you're, coming into the season, your tires kind of went flat over the winter or whatever that scenario may have it, you got an air compressor for that. I think it would definitely be more timely to get your hose out and get your air chuck and everything than to go with this. That being said, it took 2 minutes to go 15 PSI on one tire, and it was fairly semi-high PSI in a tire. So maybe not its designated purpose, but definitely a functional device for that purpose. If we take a look at the back, maybe we get a little hint of what this was really designed for. It does have a needle for balls, and it did work really well on my basketball. I pumped that thing up in like 2 seconds. It has like a little chuck that you could use if you're blowing up any like inner tubes or anything like that. So for those purposes, I have no doubt that this works very well. I did want to test it on tires and just see how long it took. I went from 20 to 35 PSI in about 2.5 minutes. Again, I'll put the exact time up there, but just kind of thought I would make this to let people know what they're getting into. So I really wanted to make this video because I didn't really know much about this thing. It is very quiet for what it does. It's still pumping air, so it makes noise, but it's quieter than I thought it would be. It does take a little bit longer to do tires than I thought it would. But if you're just setting it and forgetting it while you're doing something else, you don't have to go chuck, chuck, chuck from the air compressor. It's kind of nice for that purpose. So I'll continue to use it for that. You know, have to go 20 to 35 in 2 or so minutes, which really isn't that bad. You can do all 4 in 10 minutes. On this, a truck tire where you're going up to 50 PSI or something, that might be a little different. If you guys want to see that, maybe we'll try that out. Just let me know. If you guys do have anything down here in the Milwaukee drawer that you guys want me to take a look at or acknowledge or anything like that, I have a right angle drill in the 3/8 fuel as well that I can do videos on. They're just not in here because, like everything lately, I am a little unorganized, and they are in there from doing an alternator yesterday. But yeah, that's kind of that, guys. I hope this answers any of your questions that you might have about this little air compressor. And actually, as I'm looking at it, it went back up to 4 on the battery scale, so it might not even use 25%. So just keep that in mind. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, ask comments, criticism, whatever. I'm interested. I will see you guys in the next video. It will be an Milwaukee video. Now that we have stuff, we have piston rings in, all that stuff. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe. If you're not interested in that, we do a bunch of other car video stuff as well. So stay tuned. We'll see you guys in the next video.